The Venera Space Program, humanity's journey to hell. Welcome to the Deep Sleep Channel. Tonight, we explore one of humanity's greatest space achievements, the Venera Space Program. Between 1961 and 1984, the Soviet Union sent 14 spacecraft toward Venus. Most were destroyed, but the few that succeeded showed us a world unlike any other. Venus is Earth's sister planet, similar in size, similar in composition, but utterly different in every other way. Surface temperatures reach 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. Atmospheric pressure is 90 times Earth's, equivalent to being deep in the ocean. Sulfuric acid clouds cover the entire planet in a thick yellow blanket. It is the most hostile place in our solar system, a hellish world of extreme heat and pressure. Scientists wondered throughout the 20th century, could we explore such a world? Could machines possibly survive such conditions? The Soviet Union decided to find out. The early Venera missions were failures. Venera 1 malfunctioned and never reached its destination. Venera 2 and 3 were destroyed by the heat and pressure as they attempted entry into Venus's atmosphere. But with each failure, the Soviet engineers learned something valuable. They refined their designs. They improved their engineering. They persisted in the face of repeated disappointment. Venera 7, launched in 1970, was the first to succeed. It descended through the thick Venusian atmosphere. It survived the crushing pressure and extreme heat. It landed on the surface, and it transmitted data back to Earth. Scientists learned the surface temperature was 900 degrees Fahrenheit. The pressure was overwhelming, but the data proved that Venus could be explored. Venera 9 and 10 brought even greater success. These spacecraft sent the first images of another planet's surface. Black and white photographs showed a barren landscape, rocky terrain, boulders scattered across the ground. Scientists saw Venus with their own eyes for the first time. The images were low resolution by modern standards, but they were revolutionary. Then came Venera 13 in 1981. The crown jewel. The most sophisticated Venus lander ever built. It had a color camera and a soil sampler that could drill into the ground and analyze composition. Venera 13 was launched from Earth and began its journey toward Venus. For months it traveled through space. Finally, it reached Venus. It began its descent through the thick orange clouds. The heat shield on the spacecraft's front glowed red hot as it passed through the atmosphere. The temperature climbed. The pressure increased. The spacecraft was being tested to its limits. Parachutes opened to slow the descent. Finally, Venera 13 touched down on the Venusian surface. The systems were still functioning. It was time to begin the mission. The camera activated. For the first time, a color photograph of Venus's surface was captured. The image showed orange and brown rocks, a barren, desolate landscape. The sky glowing orange from the filtered sunlight passing through the sulfuric acid clouds. A world of stone and heat and pressure unlike anything on Earth. The drill extended downward into the soil. A sample of Venusian soil was extracted. Chemical analysis showed basalt, a volcanic rock suggesting Venus had been geologically active. For 2 hours, Venera 13 operated on Venus's surface. It took color photographs. It analyzed soil samples. It measured temperature and pressure. It transmitted data back to Earth. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, transmission stopped. The extreme conditions had overwhelmed the spacecraft. After 2 hours, Venera 13 fell silent. But in those 2 hours, humans had explored another world. We had looked at another planet's surface in color. We had touched its soil and measured its conditions. Venus teaches us profound lessons about our own planet. It shows us what happens when greenhouse gases run completely wild. It shows us the fragility of Earth's atmosphere. It reminds us how precious and delicate our world is. Venus could have been like Earth, but something changed. Now it is a hellish world. The Venera program was an extraordinary achievement of Soviet engineering and human courage. Machines were sent into an environment so extreme that we can barely comprehend it. They survived. They succeeded. They expanded human knowledge of our solar system. As you drift deeper into sleep, contemplate the wonder of exploration. Think about the brilliant engineers who designed these machines. Think about Venus, the hellish twin planet orbiting our same sun. Contemplate how fragile and beautiful Earth truly is. Sleep knowing that humans have explored another world. Sleep knowing that we have pushed the boundaries of what is possible. Sleep knowing that the universe is vast, beautiful, and full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Good night from the Deep Sleep Channel. Dream of distant worlds and the courage it takes to explore them.